going on with it, pimps? That new Maul trailer came out, and I would like to talk about it. Okay, so the trailer opens with this monologue from Maul. He's doing this like tea ceremony thing, and it sounds like he's offering some sort of like order or control.
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is.
And the trailer shows like a contrast between like the piracy and the Imperial subjugation in favor of like Maul's control and like order that he's trying to bring to the table, right? Further along, there's this Jedi, I think, or at least a Padawan named Devin Azara. She's a Twi'lek, Force sensitive, and then I believe she has a master who's like the ox-looking lady. She's also Force sensitive. I think she's supposed to be like her master or like mentor at the very least. And I think what this speech is from Maul is him offering the Padawan Devin that like order and control in favor of like switching to become his apprentice to like teach up a new Sith, right? We get the police guy, Brander Lawson, who's like the police chief. I think he's actually a captain. I feel like we don't really get to see the police side of things. My lore on Star Wars memory is a little fuzzy, but I think the last time we saw like major police like operation kind of stuff going on was basically just the clone troopers as the Coruscant Guard with like Zero, and then the hunt for like Ahsoka with that whole murder trial thing. So since they were in the same scene, it looked like the captain and the Jedi were like trying to protect this one guy. So maybe the police captain enlists the Jedi's help in some way to like hunt down Maul and I guess like bring him to justice or something. Next thing that really stood out to me was the like lightsaber and sort of animation quality, like combat. There was talk of the quality being sort of increased, and I think I see that. It definitely looks a lot better and a lot more brutal. For the most part, at least as far as like the Clone Wars animation kind of stuff goes, you don't really get to see too much of that brutality. I mean, in the Citadel, like little mini series within the Clone Wars, that one clone trooper got like cut in half. You see like Eth Koth getting tortured, but he's really just kind of getting stunned. In this, you see like Pikes getting cut in half and like stabbed in the face and stuff like that. And then in that same scene where he's having this like little Darth Vader moment where he like ignites his hallway, he's like killing all those Pikes and whatever. You also see Dathomirians behind him, and further along in the trailer, you also see more Dathomirians. So I don't know if they're like local, just like on the planet, or maybe he rallies them to his call or to his cause, excuse me, from Dathomir. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how those guys even got there and what their motives are. And then another thing we see is Merrick from it was like the live action Star Wars Rebels. Oh, what the fuck was it called? Was it just called that? No, I forget what the show was called, but the live action one with like Sabine and Hera and all that, and you get to see them do work in real life. But Merrick from there is on this planet, which is called Janix, by the way. Maybe he's over there to just overlook Janix, and then he finds Maul just like subsequently, or maybe he's there specifically to deal with Maul.
The Emperor wants you dead.
Maybe further along in the show, there's like a little Kenobi moment where Darth Maul and Palpatine have their little duel like they did in the Clone Wars, and maybe this time instead of Maul and Savage at the time too getting absolutely bodied, they put up a good fight, and with this whole like lightsaber combat and animation quality bump, it'll be a whole lot cooler, a whole lot more entertaining, and a heck of a lot more of a fight. And then at the very end, when Maul does that cool like little lightsaber throw, and he's dueling he's dueling with Merrick and all that, that Phantom Menace Duel of the Fates sound kind of like brushes up a little bit.
Can be shattered.
It's very subtle, and I like that, but it's sort of I guess you could call it like acknowledging his history. Which, you know, was pretty cool to hear. Fuck no. Why won't you charge? Welcome back. We are now slightly more left of where I just was, and with a little bit more shit camera quality. He has that really badass quote while that whole like scene is playing out, and it goes,
"Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered."
Such a badass quote that someone like Maul could really pull off saying, because it's just he's just a subterfuge magnet. If you want like if you want a rebellion like the Aki way, this guy's gonna be the one to do it. Overall, I like it's cool to see a character that we know come back. You know, I like the Clone Wars animation style. I like that Sam Witwer is reprising his role as Maul. I think if you change that, dear God, it would have been like changing Frank out of Black Ops, and it's just a big disaster. You know,
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason.
I'm not like super hyped. The I'd say the biggest thing that I would be excited for really is the potential for Maul and Palpatine to confront each other at some point, just like Kenobi and Vader did at the end of a Kenobi show, and have like a real fight and kind of rehash that battle from the Clone Wars and all, and kind of unveil all that history. But I don't know. I know it's only a trailer, and this thing, by the way, comes out April 6th, so it's still a ways away. Maybe more details will come out that will kind of shed some more light and kind of make that hype feel a little more real for me. But it more feels like it could be a season 7 Ahsoka type of deal, where we have this character that we like, and you just put her in like a really boring environment with characters we do not care about, and the selling point is just that, hey, this is that guy from the Phantom Menace from the Clone Wars who was like constantly harassing the characters we liked and all that, right? So that's kind of what I feel like is going to happen, but seeing as we have relatively little information, only time will tell, right? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the trailer.